Manchester United and Viktor Gyokeres. It's victory for United is their headline. So according to The Sun, Henry, it looks like Gyokeres might be on his way to Old Trafford.
Yeah, I mean, he was heavily linked with Arsenal, but Šeško looks an opportunity for them for Arsenal. I mean, Gyökeres, obviously, he knows Ruben Amorim very well. He would absolutely fit into that system which he played under Amorim at Sporting. He can play that lone striker role, which Rasmus Højlund is obviously struggled in. He's being linked with move to Italian clubs. So yeah, it makes a lot. But I thought Manchester United were saying that they didn't have much money. And, you know, they bought Cunha, they're being linked with Brian and Bremo. They're holding on to Bruno Fernandes, which is great news. They're going to have to start offloading a few players soon as well, if they are going to sign these. But if you can get a player like Gyökeres in, fantastic. He's a terrific striker.
So, Mark, if Gyokeres does go to Manchester United and they've signed Cunha already and Bremo could be on the way from Brentford, I mean, it all suddenly looks a lot rosier for United. But as Henry alluded to there, there'll have to be some outgoings as well, you would suspect.
Yeah, well, I mean, those three players you mentioned, that amounts to just short of £200 million because Gyokeres has got a £70 million release clause. So, you know, Man United were pleading poverty just a couple of weeks ago, and like Henry says, they've suddenly found a bit of cash behind the sofa. But, you know, I know they've had some financial results that have looked a little bit better than they expected today, and I think that will help them. And we were told that they could afford to do Cunha and Delap, but obviously Delap went to Chelsea, but Delap was only £30 million. So it's a big leap to Gyokeres and to Mbeumo, but they need those players. But they've got a lot of players to move on. You know, Marcus Rashford, Anthony, Jadon Sancho, maybe a couple of others, Alejandro Garnacho perhaps, maybe even Kobbie Mainoo. So they're going to have to get people out of the door. And, you know, Gyokeres was a big success under Ruben Amorim at Sporting. We know that he had time in England at Brighton, at Coventry. Has he got what it takes in the Premier League? I know that there was a little bit of doubt at United at one point that he could make the step up in the Premier League, having been in the Portuguese League. The name that was mentioned to me was Darwin Núñez, who has struggled at Liverpool after being at Benfica. He scored goals, Núñez, but he's not scored at anything like the level that they expected him to. So that is a big question, I guess. United are trying to sign players that have got Premier League pedigree, but obviously Gyökeres has had a great season at Sporting.